Hey YouTube, what's up? My name is Danique, or you can call me D. This is gonna be the video that I'm posting today, or that I'm sharing with you guys today, is more so like a part 2 or a follow-up of my spiritual journey. This is more so giving like more insight of why I started this platform and chose YouTube and things like that. I'm praying that I'm gonna keep it an hour or shorter, but as Most High flows or Holy Spirit flows through me, it's like your girl will talk. You know what I'm saying? So, I spoke about why I started my this YouTube and this platform, or why I wanted to start a channel a little bit, I think, in my previous video, but I more so wanted to start this channel because Most High was showing me that to give me a platform that was going to assist in enlightening others. I'm more so doing it for my people, you know what I'm saying? My melanated beings, my melanated brothers and sisters through Most High. But it's more so like anybody who feels it, you know what I'm saying, who's on this spiritual path and this awakening that we're experiencing, and on a journey to self, you know what I'm saying? So if it resonates with you, then always, you know what I'm saying, take it, pick up that gem and put it in your pocket. I originally had an idea back in 2014, 15 to a women's group, and it was going to be called Women Empowering Women. And I would be at work. I used to work at customer service, so I used to be at work between calls, just kind of like going through the internet, like putting shirts together, and how I want to getting ideas of what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it, you know what I'm saying? And I kind of just was like excited for it. I had a passion for it, and I had everything like written down, but then I went through some things to where that idea went to the back burner, you know what I'm saying? And so it ended up getting placed back on my heart a few years ago when I was in church. For those of you who've not seen my previous video, I was speaking about me walking away from church and leaving Christianity, but knowing that Most High is still with me, you know what I'm saying? And his hand is still heavily present in my life. But at the church, I had the idea, and Most High put it back on my heart. And this was in 2018, I think. 2018, 2019, something like that. I spoke to the co-pastor, which was the pastor's wife, regarding my idea about what I wanted to do to start a women's group. And for those of you who know me, whoever comes across this video, know that I'm heavily into active service, especially being a part of being a Virgo. I love doing things for others. I love helping others. I love being able to heal others, and that was what I found out as part of my my soul purpose. And so I gave her the idea, and she was like, gung-ho about it, and so she was like, I'm gonna talk to Pastor about it, or whatever, how it went. And she came back to me and she told me that, like, my idea, my seed that I was passionate about and was on fire about, spirit, like my spirit was, it was given to her daughter-in-law, and I became the co-pilot of this thing, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I felt some type of way, because it's like, why is something that I gave to you as an idea for something that I wanted to do, something that I was passionate about, being given to somebody else whom was not included in this, you know what I'm saying? And that rubbed me the wrong way, because her and I have like a personal relationship for well over 10 years, and it's like, I didn't speak and say like I felt some type of way about it, because I'm not a confrontational person. I'd be trying to keep the peace. But now that I'm in the energy that I'm in, and knowing what I know now, it's like you should have spoke up and said something, you know. And that everything that I, you know, don't do or whatever the case may be, is I always take it as a learning lesson for me. And so my idea ended up being taken over, and I just kind of felt like my energy shifted from it, because it wasn't being ran how I wanted it to be ran. Like, it wasn't being set up and guided how I wanted it to go. I wanted to more so be about like spiritual, and your like getting to like the depths of our issues. You know what I'm saying? So we like the root of it, the root of the cause, the root of the issue, so that we can heal it. You know what I'm saying? Instead of putting band-aids on things. And I ended up, like I shared in my previous video, I said I walked away from the church. And it wasn't about church hurt or anything like that, because I wasn't hurt. It was more so me becoming enlightened to who I am and to who we are as a people, the black people here in America. And so I decided to walk away. And so after I walked away, it was like I became enlightened to so much. Like, previously I was in the dark, and then I got into the light of being able to see what I wasn't able to see before. I spoke about previously a movie called They Live, and how it was like an 80s movie. And you put, this man found these glasses and he put them on, and he was able to see people for who they truly are. And once you take them off, you'll just, you know, stick with the facade, like with the veil being covered over your eyes. But when you put them on, you're able to see all the subliminal messages, people for who they truly are, like if they're actually humans or not. It was crazy. So if you want to check it out, it's called They Live. I do recommend that you do watch it. But it's like, after I left the church, I found out so much about myself and learned about wounds that needed to heal that I didn't even know that I was wounded, you know. And Most High kind of just like really kind of like turned me inside out, so he can show me what it is that I've been holding on to, whether I knew it like consciously or subconsciously, things that I put away as a child that may have been a trauma. Anything of that narrative was like me facing my shadow self and facing my demons. And demons don't even have to be considered a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? It's, if you have control over your shadow self, then you can have control over your demons, your darker version of you. And there's nothing wrong with the darker version of you or any demons or anything like that, because it's just like Naruto, you know? He has a 9 tails, a shadow side, a demon side of him that comes out when he needs to be activated. You know what I'm saying? When trouble's afoot. And so it's like, if you look at it in that manner, and just like too in Demon Slayer, how I forget little man's name, but he has his sister on his back, and he carries her in a box, but she's a whole demon, and she's like bounded. You know what I'm saying? We can bound our demons too and have them work for us. And so he keeps his sister in this box, not out of like hate or spite or anything like that, but to protect her. But she knows that if anything is going on with him, I think their mother comes to her in her sleep or in some type of like aspiration or something like that, to where she becomes aware that her brother needs help, and her being the demon that she is, she gets activated and she gets to work on going on whoever is, you know, attacking her brother. And so it's like, if we can control our demons, we're supposed to have a balance of everything that we do in life. You know what I'm saying? As long as there is a balance, when you find a balance, you should be good. Just like in karate, they always are. You have to find a balance. You have to balance yourself in order to be able to make your next step or bust a move or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? And so I didn't learn that in Christianity. They weren't getting to the root, the nitty gritty of what I needed my soul, my spirit to be nourished with, you know? And so it's kind of like how they give you, like, my dad used to, like, chew up my food like I couldn't chew my own food when I was little. And he would give it to me. But it's like by the time I got it, you done took all the season out of the meat and whatever the case may be, and I'm just chewing on like non-seasoned meat. And who do that? You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like a regurgitation of like getting the watered down version of, and we getting like not the fat and meat and potatoes of what we need to be fed. We're just getting like the watered down version of it, or the malnourished version of it. And so I've also learned that like what and who we are, especially as a aboriginal being of this earth, of the Americas, North and South. And so it's like learning about melanin and how we're carbonated beings, and learning about our hair and how we're 9 ether beings, and learning how our hair is an antenna in connection to Most High, and that's how we get messages and things like that, and how our natural hair has so much power in it and so much energy. You know what I'm saying? Our hair is the only type of hair that resembles nature, the trees, you know? So it's like, for us to be told, I remember when I asked, and I don't know if I touched on this in my previous video or not, but I asked the pastor during Bible study, because it was coming up on the 400 years of the Israelites being in slavery. And I was asking them about, you know, what do they think about it? How do they feel? And he was like, oh, that's just for the Hebrews. And so I'm like, okay, mental note to self. They don't believe, or he doesn't believe, that we are the people. And the way I look at it, I was convinced at the curses of disobedience in Deuteronomy. If you look at the curses of disobedience, if you go of going against Most High and going to worship false gods and idols, they sound just like what we as black people are going through here right now. You know what I'm saying? And they just gloss over the fact that Most High is, they said that Yeshua was, had hair of wool that was white, like white as snow, but it was wool, and feet was of bronze color. You know what I'm saying? When you burn bronze, it's like a copper brown color. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm just like, how are we glossing over things that are stating that we are the people in this whole Bible, and we're just not, nobody's talking about it? Like, do you not see this? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't see this over here? You ain't read this verse? And so Most High was also showing me like who like that we're creators. And I'm not saying that I am Most High. I'm not saying that we are the creator of the universe, but saying that we are co-creators of him, because we are of his image and in his image. You know what I'm saying? So if that's our father, then we would be his offspring, to where we are attached to him. You know what I'm saying? And so he was showing me that we are able to create our own reality with the words that we speak and what we believe. So I also touched previously about how we're taught that we get our heaven after we pass away. And it's like, why can't we have our heaven here on earth? Just like all these other people are having their heaven here on earth. These people with these celebrities, these politicians, these people who are just have money like that, why do they get to have their heaven on earth and we have to experience it after death? That doesn't make any sense to me. And so Most High was showing me that if I can speak, if life and death are in the power of the tongue, I am able to shape and manifest my reality to how I want it to be. And I do things with Most High. Like, I don't exclude him out of anything that I do, because I'm always in constant communication with him. Like, I'm always like, all right, Most High, like, what do I do? What should I do today? Or what do you have me to do today? Or who would you have me to speak to? Or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? And so when he showed me what I was capable of, and showing me that after you, because if as above, so below, as inward is outward, like you have an inner reality and then you have your outer reality of what you see. We are able to manifest. So say that we are in a spirit realm where we're spiritually blessed, but in the physical realm and on earth, we don't have it like that, you know? And so you can manifest to where you are bringing your spiritual abundance for a material abundance and materialize it, you know what I'm saying? So you can literally bring it and manifest it from above to down here, because it has to be as above, so below. It has to coincide with each other, you know? It has to reflect. And so he's showing me that I can heal myself with the words that I speak and tell myself. If I want to say that I'm healed of a headache or pain or of anything that is not of Most High, that is harming me and putting me at dis-ease, because that's just what a disease is anyways, is your body being at a dis-ease, is not comfortable. And so we can speak and heal ourselves with our words. Just like they do experiments that you can look up on YouTube, how if you speak to water, you get 2 cups of water, you speak life into 1 cup of water, and you speak death into the other cup of water. Or if you got 2 plants, you speak life into 1 plant and you speak death into the next plant. The flower that you spoke life to is going to, of course, ascend and thrive. But the one that you spoke death to over a certain amount of time is going to die. You know what I'm saying? Because we have the ability to either uplift or we can kill or harm. And it's your choice on what you want to do with the power of the words that you speak, because the things that you keep saying is what you believe. Just how they say, if you lie so much, you end up believing the lie, you know? Or fake it till you make it. You keep thinking that you got this, even though you don't have it, but you're faking it until you make it, until you manifest it. You know what I'm saying? And that's just manifestation too. Prayer is a form of manifestation, to where you are putting your cry for help or your seed or whatever it is that you want out into the universe, and whatever being it is that you pray to, and you're asking for it in return, you know? And so that kind of brings me to the Jacob and, is it Jacob? Yes, the Jacob Bible verse and the snake and the staff reference. I'm not sure if it's Numbers 21:9. That's the snake and the staff reference. I'm gonna go have it back and check on that. Don't quote me, because I don't have my other phone to verify it. But that staff that Moses created, that by the orders of Most High, that he told him and directed him to make, was a wand. A staff is not just a stick. Like, it has to have some type of power in it, you know? And so he creates this wand, and with this wand or this staff that he's using, he's able to create miracles with it. So at this point, we would have to acknowledge that Moses had a wand with him, a magical wand, by the orders of Most High, to be able to manifest things on sight. You know what I'm saying? And so then with the snake and the staff represented healing. You have that on ambulances, on the hospitals, and wherever else that you can find the whole snake and staff reference, probably at churches and stuff like that, where they're literally telling you that you have the power to be able to manifest and heal yourself, you know. But this will be more so a holistic healing, to where it's not going to come back up. We're not just putting a band-aid on it, you know. We're not just giving you some pain medicine to subdue the pain, but we're more so getting to the root cause of what is the issue that's causing you to be at dis-ease. And so, and that also is just like that book I referenced in my previous video called Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Do I have my book? I don't. I'm forgetting his name. But the book is called Becoming Supernatural. You can Google it or find it on Amazon. And he just speaks about how he had several patients, to where he was telling them that they're showing them and guiding them through how they can manifest and heal themselves with the words that they speak over themselves. And so this lady's husband passed away due to him unaliving himself. But he didn't give her any, like, leave a note. He didn't say goodbye. She thought he was at work. He said goodbye to the kids, but he didn't say anything to her. And so she was left with all these, like, questions, unanswered questions, why he did it and things like that. And why she didn't see the signs. And so she kind of, and then she ended up getting becoming in regret of things. And she became bitter. And so she ended up getting cancer and fibroids, and she was paralyzed. She had all types of UTIs, and baby girl was all bad. But she came across the gentleman who's the author of this book, and she found out, she ended up taking a risk to where she's like, she told the doctor, so she was going through chemotherapy and things like that, to where she's like, I'm going to take a different route with my healing. And she's like, if I spoke myself into this, I should be able to undo those words and get myself out of this predicament. And she wasn't even able to take care of her kids at that point, you know. So she was like, she told the doctor, all her doctors, like, I'm not gonna do chemotherapy, I'm not taking these pills or anything anymore, I'm gonna try a different route, a natural way. And they called her stupid and she was an idiot and things like that. So like 3 months later, she stayed consistent. She ended up coming back to her doctors to get, you know, scans and stuff, and they told her, I think they ran it like 3 times, and they ended up telling her that, like, they were all like, where did your cancer go? Like, you literally, like, I don't see any cancer, I don't see any fibroids, I don't see anything. And she was like proud of herself, because she's like, and just kind of like in like awe that she actually did, like, it actually worked for her, you know. And so once you know that you can literally take yourself out of one energy and transmute it to a different type of energy, so you're a negative energy into a positive energy. And also with the pineal gland, because he speaks about the pineal gland as well. And Jacob went to a place called pineal, and I think this is Genesis 32 verses 22 through 31, because I don't know if that's the reference to where he was wrestling with the angel, and that place ended up being called Israel. They changed Jacob's name to Israel, but he was saying that he was going to name that place, because that's with the burning bush. That's the burning bush reference, I'm sorry. So when he seen the burning bush, and he went and he approached it, and Most High was like, hey, Moses, take your sandals off, because this is holy ground. And so Moses was like, how is this bush on fire and it's not being consumed? And so after he spoke to Most High and he met Most High, he called that place Pineal, land of Pineal. But it's like, or pineal, or however they pronounce it. But when you look at it, it's really pineal, like the pineal gland, which is the pine cone. and the pineal gland is in the shape of a pine cone, to where that is where your third eye becomes activated, and you become aware of who you are as a being, as a God-like being, and you become face to face with Most High. So he became face to face with Most High, because that's when your pineal gets activated, and it's like a fire being ignited, to where you're like a light bulb coming on in your head. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the whole reference of Jacob in the naming that land Pineal, because he became active. His pineal gland became activated through all his chakras, regarding the chakras. And once your third eye is open, you can see, you're like God. You literally can see everything. You're not Most High to where you can see like everything, but you have a Hawkeye view to what you can see and what you're aware of. You know what I'm saying? And so Most High was just really showing me like the world and the truths of this world and who we are in this matrix that we are in, and how literally we just been bamboozled. Like literally been bamboozled about the earth being flat. I mean, the earth being round when it's really flat. The extra land in Antarctica, the extra territory that they're finding over there. All the giant statues and stuff that are becoming discovered. The cat is out the bag. Like literally the cat is out the bag during this time, during this age of Aquarius that we're in, because we were in the age of Pisces, to where it's just I believe, and we were literally believing things that were being fed to us because we didn't know any better. But now that we're in the age of Aquarius, where it's I know, we are becoming aware to the veil is thinning, and it's removing from over our eyes, to where we're realizing and seeing that this has been BS. You know what I'm saying? And so when it comes to church, and Christianity, let's say Christianity, when it comes to Christianity in the churches, they did not classify us as, or force us to become Christians for no reason. I'm trying to think of the proper word to use. Convert. Thank you, Most High. They did not forcibly convert us to be Christians for no reason, because our ancestors were not Christians. I'm going to speak for my ancestors. My ancestors were not Christian. And so when you become aware of this melanin that we have in our hair, and the God DNA that's in us, Most High's DNA that's in us, you see why they wanted us to become Christians, why they so desperately needed us to be in their churches, because they taught us to be afraid of ourselves. The whole mark of the beast, the image of the beast, the beast's number is 666, and how we're associating that with the devil, and how they taught us to be afraid of ourselves. And the whole Bible verse with if you let your enemy slap one cheek, and if basically letting them slap both of your cheeks. I forgot the Bible verse, but if you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. And so it's like the whole turn and let them slap your other cheek. And it's like, why would I let my enemy slap me twice? Why would I be a fool twice? You know what I'm saying? Like, you want us to succumb to let our enemy subdue us regardless of how we're being treated. And that's a no-go for me. I don't take disrespect lightly. You know what I'm saying? And so us as an energetic being, the 666, when you look at the periodic table, is 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons. And that whole little concoction is melanin. And we can literally heat. When black people, y'all already know, when we're all together in a function, the same building, whatever, we're all together, it gets hot. We heat up. And that's because we can produce heat. You know what I'm saying? And so that is electricity that we can also form. Our hair can be electricity as well. You know what I'm saying? Our hair defies gravity. They say everything that comes up must come down, but our hair literally can be up. You know what I'm saying? And so when they was telling us to perm our hair and giving us these relaxers and saying just for me, and we singing the songs and we got the videotape, and we putting this chemical in our hair to kill off our connection with Most High, we ain't know what we was doing. Po child. We was just out here just doing as Master says, you know. But Most High is like, all right, y'all did way too much to my children, and it's time for them to become aware of who they are. I just became aware that they reinstated Jim Crow laws, I believe, in Mississippi. I don't know if it's all of down south or just Mississippi. And it's like, we are in 2023. It is April 30th, 2023, supposedly 2023. And we're talking about Jim Crow laws again. That's what we out here doing. They already know what's up. They already know what's up. They already know what time it is. So they have to throw out all the tricks in the trade that they can possibly throw out there to keep us hindered. When you truly look at, just like with the Tulsa, Oklahoma riots and the massacre, them white people was literally pissed off, mad. Every nerve in their body is bothered. When you say get on their nerves, we literally get on their nerves, all of them, because we can thrive like there is nothing else. You know what I'm saying? We are the most beautifulest people I have ever came. Like, black people, I swear, if y'all only knew who y'all was. I'm trying not to cuss on here, but I be so hyped and passionate about us and who we are that I don't be even caring. But it's like, that whole Bible verse, the story of the whole walls of Jericho coming down, they said that the Israelites marched around the walls of Jericho. I'm forgetting how long it was, but it was because of a shout that they all did on one accord that these walls came down. Okay? Most High was involved, but the Israelites already knew the power that they had. Most High already told them the power that they had. You know what I'm saying? He said, we'll do greater things than him. You know what I'm saying? Yeshua said, we'll do even greater things than him. So they know that if we function as a people on one accord, together, at once, baby, that power right there. They don't want us vibrating energetically together, because they already know what will happen if we all get together. That's why Most High said his people was going to be spread to all four corners of this earth. And he meant when he said when he meant corners. He didn't say no edges. He said corners of this earth. You know what I'm saying? And so anywhere that you go on this here flat plane of Most Highs, you're going to find us. In Asia, in Europe, you're going to find us. If you go to Australia, there's Aboriginals there. You go to China, there's Aboriginals. Japan, the Netherlands. You can go on anywhere on this flat earth of ours and find a melanated being if you know where to look. Okay? That's just like when he said he was going to spread his people, like his people were going to be scattered all over this earth. He meant that. He mixed us up. just like with the Tower of Babel. He mixed our tongues because we were all able to. We were able to communicate with each other. It was one language. We would have known what everybody was talking about, obviously, as he stated in the Bible verse. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, okay, y'all, let me go ahead and scatter this language up, because y'all out here doing the most. You're building towers and stuff to get to me, even though Nimrod wasn't of Most High, but he was still a melanated being. You know what I'm saying? So he had to switch up the language. So nobody knew what was going on. We were starting to lose our power. The fall. You know what I'm saying? And so going back to the church, we are an energetic being. And so is the money that we give. Money is energy. If you know, you know. So when we're giving, I don't even know where tithes came into play, because when you look at the Bible verse, when it comes to tithing with the Levites were the only group of Most High's people, of the only tribe that did not get a blessing. Most High said that was going to be his tribe, his personal tribe. You know what I'm saying? And so they had to give their tithe, like their first fruits and stuff, onto the Israelites. I mean, to the tribe of Levi, because they didn't get a blessing of land or housing or whatever the case may be. They had to be taken care of by the other tribes. So that's where the whole tithing came into. But these people who got their hand on our history book, because the Bible is the Black people of America's history books, or history book, they took that and revamped it and said, okay, we're just going to say that we see that what they're giving unto these Levites, and how giving that they are to people, to their people. We're going to take this and say you have to give your 10% of your first fruits, which became monetary, to well, it may have been always monetary, to the pastor instead, to the church. And so we're giving, not only because we pray over it, we be blessing it, you know, wanting to flip it over, rub it down, reverse it. We want Most High to do something with this. You know what I'm saying? Multiply it. So we're giving our energy, after we done prayed over it, to these pastors. And we're thinking that that it's going to come back to us. And I'm not saying Most High that nobody ever seen the fruits of their labor from tithing. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying is because Most High will still bless us, because we are unaware of what we're truly doing and what is being meant and what it's symbolizing to us giving onto these churches, to these pastors. And so, and we're also giving our energy to these pastors with our praise and our worship, because you go to the Black church in the hood, you already know how we get down to church. You know what I'm saying? Spirit be spiriting. We be feeling like we feel spirit, you know? And so the organ is organing, the drums is drumming, the altos is altoing, we be soprano, we be in there lit, you know? We really be feeling Most High, feeling like we feel Most High's presence in there, you know? And we're giving all this energy into this praise to this God, to this idol, who is not even our true Elohim. The Elohim that these churches praise and worship is not the Elohim of Isaac, Abraham, and Jacob. Is not the original Elohim, the creator of this world. Because he doesn't, man, bro don't even look like us. Where's your woolly hair? Where is your melanated skin at? Where is that at? We're always taught to give worship and praise and to look up to those who don't look like us, because they don't want us to come into our true power of who we are, because they already know once enough of us become aware of what's going on and we reuniting to feel so good, they gonna be shitting bricks. But this is the time to where all that's being blown out the water, because The age of Aquarius is here to is shaking things up. We're no longer being oppressed to where we're operating in a hell state, which is a low vibration, to where we're ascending to become into our heaven, which is our crown chakra and our third eye. We're being activated out here. The children that are being born these days are not just any ordinary kids. These are our ancestors, warriors being born. You know what I'm saying? Most High is not here to play anymore. This is not play anymore. It's time to get serious around here and act like we know who the heck we is and carry ourselves as so. Because black people, we are not no mediocre gum under the shoe type of people. The way we move is energy. The way we speak, the way we dress, the way we wear our hair, the way we express ourselves. We are not who they say that we are. They know how powerful that we are. And so you have to, when you're not as powerful as somebody, as a group of people, you have to try to trick them out of knowing who they are. Trick them into knowing that they're not who they say they are. Just like how you finesse a kid and be like, oh, this is like with a dime and a nickel. A nickel is bigger than a dime, and you'd be like, oh well, a nickel is bigger than a dime, so here, take this dime because that's smaller. Like that's less significant than the nickel is because of its size. But the denomination of it, the worth of it is much greater. You know what I'm saying? And so when we fell out of knowledge of who we are, when we fell out of our power because of what our ancestors did, and we're having to make up for it, us having to pay the penalty for it, because just how white people be saying, oh, it wasn't us that were slaves, we didn't have any slaves. Nigga, we didn't do the stuff that our ancestors did, but because of the bloodline, because of who we are attached to, we have to answer to it. So what makes you think that you're gonna get out scot-free of the things that you did to Most High's children? Because you are well aware of who we are, and you're pissed. Just like with the Tulsa, Oklahoma massacre. Them white people went into our homes with shopping bags, pissed, taking our stuff, pissed because we got grand pianos in our houses. Stuff that they ain't even got. They can't even afford, we got it in our house. Well, why do these Negroes have grand pianos? We don't even have grand pianos. Nigga, what do you mean? Y'all hate us so much that y'all love us, that y'all want us around, but you don't want us around. But you wouldn't know what to do if our asses weren't there, because Most High told us that we are the salt and the light of this earth, the most seasoned beings that you're gonna find around this boy. Black people, the way we season our food, Most High said, when you giving up a burnt offering, season it with grace and with love. Who do you know seasons the food the way we season the food? I'm not saying Latinas and y'all don't, but y'all come from us, so y'all gonna know that how to season the food. You know what I'm saying? Most High didn't say offer me up anything bland and full of blood. We don't even, black people, we already know when we go to the restaurant and then when we order steak or a burger, they ask us, oh, how do you want it done? I be looking at them like, burn it. Like, I don't want no sign of blood, no sign of life in this meat. But then the unmelanated person wants all the meat, the blood in the meat. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's nasty. There's still life in this animal. Blood that's the life source. You know what I'm saying? So for you to eat that is just kind of like, ew. But you know, to each his own. And this is not no being racist or anything like that, because I don't even truly believe black people can be racist, because literally we are every color suppressed in this beautiful skin that we're in. Literally every color comes from black. Every color comes from Negroes. Okay? So y'all are literally like our offspring, because you would have had to have come from us. You know what I'm saying? But that's a different story. And so as I was on my journey, Most High was giving me people to look at, to watch, and to listen to. Like, y'all can check out, I think it's like the Sick Ape on Instagram, but it's spelled SIKAPE altogether on Instagram. I think that's Rod Hayes. And then Dane Calloway on YouTube and on Instagram. His platform is, I think it's Dane Calloway, or I'm Just Here to Make You Think. And they speak on a lot of spiritual things, but more so Dane Calloway speaking on us as a people and who we are and how America being a land and things like that. So if you want knowledge or any information or clarity, brother comes with the receipts on his channel. So check out Dane Calloway, or I'm Just Here to Make You Think, and the Sick Ape, which is Rod Hayes. I think you can find Rod Hayes on YouTube as well. And also Black Magic 363, because he is another one that be bringing the heat with the truth of who we are spiritually, physically, energetically, all of that. And he has this one guest on here who I love. Her name is Sister Myra Moss, and she's a gem. She's such a gem. So I suggest that you check Black Magic. I think it's Black but Magic with a K 363 on YouTube as well. So being on this spiritual journey and this path and this awakening that I'm in, Most High had to go in the depths of my inner self and bring light, and I had to shine light on it. It's like the hermit in, like, if anybody's familiar with tarot, the hermit is like, represents Virgo, which he's like going with inside himself, but like shining light on his path. You can't see what's in front of you, but as you'll go, you'll see what you need to do or the steps that you need to take. And so I've learned, and church will speak about astrology being evil and things like that, but literally the Bible speaks about astrology. Like, Enoch was using astrology. Moses was using astrology. Like, Joseph literally was dreaming of things. Like, they say all these things are evil, but yet it was used in the Bible, in the First Testament. The New Testament, that's a different story. But astrology is heavily used, and I'm not saying to use it to cause any harm, because anything that you can have access to, you have to make sure that it's all on who you connected to. If you are using tarot cards, you connect to, and you believe in Most High, you believe in Yah, you're going to connect to Most High. You know what I'm saying? The creator of this universe. You're not going to just be out here willy-nilly saying universe, like, because when you say universe, like, you pray to the universe, you believe in the universe, the universe is so broad and vast to where it's like, okay, but I'm all of this, so what within me are you trying to connect to? You know what I'm saying? And so it's all about who you plug into. So I don't believe that tarot cards or getting readings are evil. I don't believe that. Not any longer. I used to. I don't believe you doing yoga is evil, because literally that's doing yoga is you are in, what is the word that I'm looking for? You are trying to meditate. Thank you, Most High. You're meditating, where you're either going to pray and then listen to hear from Most High, or you're just going to sit and listen to Most High and hear whatever it is that He may bring you or give you, or whatever Holy Spirit, which is a feminine aspect of Most High, to give you, whatever downloads it is. You know what I'm saying? So it's just you literally sitting in silence, you going within yourself, you literally sitting there and being still. But that's being called evil. Sage is saying, burning sage is and frankincense and myrrh and using and having stones and crystals is saying it's being called evil. But that's what our ancestors were connected to. That's what they were doing and using, to where they were still connected to Most High, because Most High was directing them to use these certain stones for healing or to bring about an abundance or manifestation or whatever the case may be. But they use it against us and say that it's evil, but we can't use it. You know, the government literally used, like, there was articles about Joe Biden using astrology. Football, basketball, all types of sport leagues use astrology and horoscopes for placements of teams, you know what I'm saying, or who's going to be in certain positions, you know what I'm saying. Just like quarterbacks are more so to be are Virgos, or they may have, because there's different placements, you know, you have your sun, your rising, and your moon. So say you're a Virgo sun, you might be and you play football, you may be a quarterback, because Virgos deal with being precise, being with precision, you know what I'm saying. You act, there's different traits about you that you act in that have to do with your birth sign, your sun sign, your whatever you want to call it. But yet they say that it's evil. But Most High is like, you use these. The three wise men literally were using that to find Yeshua. But yet that it was, and it's like it's being glossed over. Like, we forgot about that. And it's like, nah, let's bring it back. Because why is it being mentioned in the Bible, and they're saying that it's from Most High? Even Most High's Ark of the Covenant had jewels and stuff on it, certain stones on it, but we're saying that it's evil. If you're using it to commit evil acts and connect to evil energies or energies that are not of Most High, then yes, it becomes evil. But if you're using it and connecting it to Most High to heal yourself or others or whatever the case may be, then that's not being deemed evil. And it's really up to Most High. Like, all you got to do is truly ask Most High if this is evil or not, or if this is of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, are we scared to go to Most High and say, hey, Father, hey, this became into my knowledge or my awareness. What do you think about it? How do you feel? And however he chooses to communicate it to you, to let you know to either keep it or to trash it, he's gonna let you know. You know what I'm saying? And so the whole significance of Most High and Pharaoh and coming out of Egypt was very symbolic and very significant. Not just physically, but it was a spiritual leaving out of Egypt, leaving out a certain spiritual function and ascending to a higher one. So, and leaving from a place that no longer serves you and going on to your land of milk and honey. The whole land of milk and honey is also a reference to the pineal gland. But that's for another video. We were taught that we were less than, that we weren't these magical beings blessing this earth. They lowered our vibration over time throughout history. They changed our names. They changed our, try to change our image. They try to change our Elohim. They try to change every little thing about us, you know? And they got away with it for so long because of our curses of disobedience. But now that that time is over with, those 400 years is over with, we are now becoming aware of who we are. We were always taught that we were from Africa and we're African American, which makes no sense at all. To where now we're coming into the knowledge that Africa is America. Like, America is the original land. America is Egypt. When we were subdued as a people, okay, so let's talk about the the gold rush. In 1948 is when these colonizers came here to the Americas, over on like the California area. They dug for gold, and they hit like obviously a gold mine, and so they found it in 1948, but they did not report it until 1949, which is now the 1949 gold rush, the 49ers. But it wasn't just the land that they wanted, the gold that they wanted, the resources that they wanted here in America. They wanted the people as well, because people can be a natural resource as well. And that was the more powerful resource that they wanted, was the people that were here in America. Christopher Columbus up here with the whole discovering things that was already there, was a black Spaniard. And they already knew who was over here, what we were, who we were, the powers that we had, all of that. And so you have to conquer a people in order to gain control over them, in order to gain what they want from you. You know what I'm saying? To gain access to your resources and your knowledge and things like that. You know what I'm saying? And so we literally have to come out of this place of Egypt, this lower vibration state that we're in, and arise to who we truly are as a people. We have to heal from traumas, from childhood traumas, even adult traumas, things that we don't want to face, our shadow things that trigger us. We literally have to heal that, because if we keep staying in this low vibrational state, we're dying off spiritually to where it's going to kill us physically. If you're not out here evolving, you're spiritually dead. You know what I'm saying? You're the walking dead. You're aware, but you're not alive. You're not living. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they don't want us to do. They want to keep us in this lower vibrational state and not connecting to the true, our true Elohim, our true creator, so that we can, just like how you take a child from a parent and you break that bond that they had, that connection that they had, and you rename the child and saying the child was from somewhere else, that child is not going to now know who, especially at a young age. If you take a child, especially if you take a child from a mother out the womb, that child could literally be raised by wolves, and that child would think that a wolf is their parent, because that's all they knew. You know what I'm saying? And so Christianity was kind of all we knew when it got beat into us. You know what I'm saying? Or our lives were at stake if we did not convert. Even though there were some of our ancestors that decided to be like, okay, me and mine just gonna go in this fire, or we gonna jump ship, or we just gonna kill ourselves or off ourselves because we're not converting. This is not our religion. I don't know who this God is, and I'm not serving it type thing. There was a real martyr for Most High and what they believe. They died for what they believed in. You know what I'm saying? And so there was some of us who said, nah, I ain't with it. I'd rather go. And there was some of us that was like, I'll just go ahead and be subdued by you and take this and convert to this belief system. You know what I'm saying? Because they wanted their life to be spared. And so, just like I know there was a big debate with Kanye and how they said, oh, slavery was a choice. But when you look at it, everything that we do is a choice. Just because, even if when you are, when you're in duress, like when you got a gun to your head or whatever the case may be, whatever the situation may be, you still have a choice to either do what they said that they want you to do, or to not do it. You know what I'm saying? So you did have a choice to become a slave or be enslaved by a certain doctrine or doctrine, or whatever the case may be. It's all a choice. Us being here on this earth is a choice. You can choose to come here. Some of us have to come here to learn life lessons or to complete karmic cycles or contracts or whatever the case may be, but it's still a choice of everything with the whole free will. You know what I'm saying? But knowing that whatever choice that you make, good or bad, is going to have a consequence. If you put out, it's like karma. You put out bad karma, you out here doing people wrong and stuff like that, that negative energy that you put out there is going to find you, or it's going to find your children. You know what I'm saying? And then karma don't always come back to the one who did the deed. It can come back to your children or your children's children. You know what I'm saying? And by the time that karma accumulated with interest, you don't know what is going to come to them. You know what I'm saying? And so just like you're out here doing good by people, you're doing good deeds, you're being kind to people, that good karma that you put out there is going to find you, and that's going to add interest and things too, to where the things that you've done is now being given to you tenfold. It's being multiplied and increased by 10. You know what I'm saying? And so it's all about a choice. Our ancestors did not have to go into slavery. They did not have to choose to convert to Christianity, but some of them did out of fear. When you're operating and you're living in fear, you're bound to do anything. And Most High is like, I didn't give you this life to live in fear. Why would I give you to fear anything that is a fear that is not of me? You know what I'm saying? You fear Most High because you're going to move accordingly, and you know that he can snatch you off the face of this earth and delete you from off the face of the existence of people's memories like you never existed. So you're going to tread carefully because you already know. You know. So you're going to tread carefully. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, if we keep doing things and operating out of fear, the results of what we get back is not going to be of any good. We decided, it was those of us that decided to get a jab out of fear because our livelihoods were threatened. You know what I'm saying? And it's like a game to these elite people. Like, they think that this is literally, what is it? What movie called the Mockingjay series, Mockingbird, or not the Hunger Games. I'm thinking Game of Thrones, but Hunger Games. These people with money are literally watching us. They're like, oh, let's say that there's low food and there's not going to be food for real, so to see how they react to it. Or there's not going to be any tissue paper or water, clean water. You got to hurry up and get these supplies while they last. So they literally sit back and watch how we react, and they laugh at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a sick joke to them. Like, we're their pawns, literally. And we feed into their stuff every time because they already know that we can be controlled by fear. But once you realize that that you're no longer going to operate out of that fear, and you're no longer going to operate out of that lower vibrational state, which is fear, and you're going to operate and trust that Most High is going to have you, regardless of what they try to tell you, nothing is going to faze you. They can't continue to pull the wool over your eyes. You're going to become aware of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? To where you can no longer be tricked. They literally, just like the laws of the universe, how they have to tell you the truth, but how they tell us the truth is in a manner to where you don't think that they're lying type thing. So just like, I forgot the guy's name, gave an analogy to where if you have a lemonade stand and you say that the lemonade stand is, this is poison, or I'm selling poison apples, and somebody comes up to me and say, are you really selling poisonous apples? Are these really poison? I'm like, heck yeah, this is full of poison. You know what I'm saying? Hence, poison apples. I'm not saying this for aesthetics or anything like that. I'm saying this is a poisonous apple. Like, for real. It's chemicaled up. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, I don't believe you. I'm going to eat it. And you eat it and you die. I'm not going to get in trouble for that, because spiritually, by law, spiritually, because I told you that these were poison and you still consumed it. Now, if I'm selling poisonous apples or something that's not what I claim it is, like Impossible Whoppers or Impossible Burgers, and I didn't tell you that this was not real meat, it's plant-based or whatever, and I'm advertising it as real meat, but I'm not telling you that this is not real meat, and you eat it and you die or you get some type of sickness or whatever the case may be, or with going back to that whole stand with the lemonade or the apples, if I'm selling poisonous apples and I didn't tell you that these are poisonous apples and you eat it and you die and you pass away because of it, I'm going to be held responsible by law, spiritually accountable for that. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, even with these man-made laws, you know what I'm saying? But of course, the man-made laws, they don't really adhere to spiritual laws. They don't consider spiritual laws. But this is the time to where we have to get back to who we are and to know our power and our strength as a people, and not to be divided amongst each other, but to come together as one and operate on one accord, because we get things done better and greater as if we work together. You know what I'm saying? All this being against each other and pick a side and stuff like that, that's the trick of these people out here. You know what I'm saying? And our enemy isn't the white man, because our enemy is those who look like us that's controlling them. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole different story. But if we continue to allow them to tell us that we aren't who we are, when we can clearly see, we're starting to see in plain sight, we're going to not be where Most High needs us to be at a certain time. Most High has certain key players of this. We all have a part of this great awakening, but there are key players that are set up to where when you run track and you got to pass that baton, you got to be at a certain spot at a certain time in order for that person who gonna take it and run with it and set this boy off. So y'all can you got to be there so that they can take off when Most High needs them to take off. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we have to get to know and understand who we are and why we're here, and that goes to getting to know our soul purpose, the purpose of why we are here and what we are here to do. Everybody not here to be no rapper or stripper or anything like that. Don't get me wrong, because there's a balance of everything, but a lot of us are our ancestors. You know what I'm saying? Who are whole warriors, kings, queens, all types of stuff. Great people. You know what I'm saying? And so we have to activate who we are so that we can do what we're here to do. We have to know our purpose, which includes having to know your signs, your sun sign, your star, your rising sign, and your moon sign, because your birth chart and stuff like that has to do with why you're here. But they're not teaching us that because they don't want us to ascend. They don't want us to come into power, because then you can no longer have control over us. You know what I'm saying? So it's time for us to, as a people, to get it together and really come into power, into knowledge of who we are and who Most High truly is. Because we've been out here worshiping idols of wood and stone, worshiping gods that don't look like us. You got the whole Pope, black women, we got the whole Pope kissing a black Madonna's feet, a black woman, a black God's feet. He prays to her. He worships her. You got Greeks and Romans worshiping black images. There is a whole, in astrology, in the planet system, Casson, what is it? Give me 1 second.